Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, Chapter 92. When we last left our heroes, Nagi had been sort of tucked away at the Seigawa Shrine for safekeeping by Ai in order to get him away from the public eye, and Erika's mother, though that's not actually relevant, though Ai and Erika don't know that. But anyway, Nagi is still sort of dealing with the last time he saw Hiro, was when she told him, let's never talk again. And now he's at Hiro's house and he's kind of panicking. Hiro is still kind of being silent with him. And there's all these little things that keep happening. There's like a pile of salt put in his bath. He's given these like pure white robes. He's asked to dig a hole to help out around the shrine. And so Nagi thinks, as he still kind of has that Higurashi moment of Hiro stuck in his head, oh no, what if Hiro's going to kill me? And he finds Hiro like cutting a watermelon again with a giant knife. There's this whole misunderstanding. There's some good comedy in there. And Hiro's like, no, I'm sorry. I was just kind of teasing a little bit. And the rest, I was kind of teasing with the silent stuff. The rest of that was all a big misunderstanding. And also, I kind of acted like a brat. I sort of bought into Ai's whole song and dance. But I'm not going to be some background player. Specifically, she says, I'm going to be the star of this show. And Nagi is more than happy to help her. So that's sort of where we left off, with Nagi and Hiro's relationship kind of restored. And Nagi's still not quite understanding exactly what's going on with Hiro, as he has in no way accepted that Hiro is into him yet. But anyway, all that being said, let's dive right on into Chapter 92. And we open just sort of on the next morning. We don't have our cover yet, as Hiro calls out, "Good morning, Umino-kun," and I guess she's like just woken up Nagi. Wah! I, Seigawa Hiro, in order to retake my starring role, have something I wish for. And Nagi, who's clearly like just woken up, right, and what would that be? And Hiro just tells him, marriage, Umino-kun. Okay. But with Hiro, you have to ask, marriage to whom? And I imagine we'll see, because if Nagi does not think the marriage partner is him, that's going to stir up some kind of feelings for him. Or in him, I should say. Anyway, 90-second foul. I want to make Seigawa-san a star. And our picture here is of a Hiro in these like half-rimmed glasses and this sort of off-the-shoulder sweater kind of thing. Marriage between two high schoolers? Living under the same roof as Hiro, love begins to blossom. Okay, so that marriage between two high schoolers bit there implies, or at least maybe wants to imply, that the person Hiro is saying she's going to marry is going to be Nagi. I don't know, though. But anyway, Nagi, cut to Nagi holding this paper. So, and it's like a pamphlet. Meguro Myojin, wedding ceremony information. Making a wedding ceremony pamphlet? Exactly. Our shrine also does weddings, you see. And Nagi, I actually kind of maybe read that the wrong way. I thought Nagi would assume she was talking about someone else. I forgot he kind of, now that the water has been cleared with Hiro, he's right back on his Hiro, desperately searching for signs Hiro's in love with him. Sheesh. And I was so sure. And Hiro goes on, since our numbers have been dropping recently, I thought it was about time we should bring up updating our pamphlet. I see. And that's where I have my chance. And Nagi looks at her kind of questioning. When you think about it, the bride is a star like no other, isn't she? Oh, she's going to do like a fake marriage thing to sort of get some clout or something? And Nagi sort of presses, so they say. And so basically, the models for the bride and groom of the pamphlet will be you and me. Oh, it's not just the bride is the star. It's also her way of getting back at Ai for starting this whole sort of hullabaloo. Okay. And so Nagi thinks, so this will be, as an image of the pamphlet as it is, like this? And then he has a counter image of the pamphlet with himself and Hiro in the groom and bride's role. And of course, he's just kind of over the moon. What? And Hiro, blushing, she has sort of like shoujo sparkles behind her. Because our shrine's followers are a bit on the older side, You don't mind, do you? oh, because the shrine's followers are much older, they're not getting married. So I think she's trying to appeal to younger people. But, that's not really what Nagi's thinking about right now. So in other words, Seikawa-san and I will be taking pretend wedding photos together. I love the pretend in the parentheses, like he really doesn't want to think about that part. And then Nagi gets all, so self-confident, got like the sparkles behind him. Let's do it. Thank you so much. So yeah, again, there are layers here that Nagi's not really privy to, because this very much feels like an attempt to get back at Ai. Anyway, let's go ask my mom about it right now. All right. Mama Segawa shuts that down real quick. You may not. Shocking both of them. Don't be absurd. Taking pretend wedding photos? You have a fiancé. What's the meaning of this? And she turns back to Nagi. Don't you also have a fiancé of your own? That's why I allowed you to stay as a guest in the first place, you understand? Oh, she's only putting up with him because, she figures he's taken. Which, honestly, I should have called out earlier. It's sort of odd, given everything that happened during the elopement arc, that Mama Segawa would be in any way okay with Nagi getting within 1,000-foot radius of her daughter. But that kind of explains it. Anyway, she brushes them off. Out of the question. Show some restraint and behave yourselves. Repent before the gods. You-kun. Ooh, she calls him out. And Nagi just panics. Ah! She knows! And Hiro just laughs. Mom loves her gossip shows. She knows it's not your fault. And because this has to do with our shrine, she was willing to help us hide you this time, but I guess taking pretend wedding photos is out of the question, huh? I'm curious what exactly that's supposed to do with their shrine. If she's just talking about the Yukun drama, I'm not sure what that has to do with them, other than, Nagi's a friend of Hiro. But okay. Maybe it's just like people might recognize him as the boy who stole Hiro away at the start of the elopement arc. I don't know. Anyway, Nagi sort of apologizes. Sorry, I can't be of any use. And Hiro tightens her sash or something, and getting more and more fired up now. Nagi looks at her. Huh? We're only just getting started, Umino-kun. And then we cut to Mama Segawa with a stack of towels or something. And she looks in her room shocked. Oh, has somebody already cleaned up the dining hall? And then we cut to Nagi using his restaurant experience to clean all the dishes. All right, and that's everything. Though some of those dishes still look very, very dirty to me, but okay. Anyway, we flash back to Hiro telling Nagi, basically, Mom is a total pushover. Keep pushing and pushing, and she's bound to break at some point. Nagi sighs. If that's the case, will I be able to persuade her by doing this? I'll just have to try. This is my chance to show off my good points to Segawa-san's mom. And we cut to Segawa-san's mom coming into the kitchen. Oh my, you cleaned it all up? Nagi notes her. Please rest. In exchange, I would like to... and she sees exactly where he's going and cuts him off. You may not. This is the work our part-timers were supposed to do. You've instead created a predicament. I don't really think that's a fair thing to say, but okay. Oh, and the mountain of dishes? Yes, ma'am, that was also me. I have a knack for... this is still Nagi. I have a knack for washing dishes, since I help around the house quite a bit. That's why... and Mama Segawa then says, the kitchen is no place for a man, as they say. Which... okay... This is just a sudden domestic misogyny. It's just a sudden thing to throw onto Hiro's mom's character. I don't think we've really seen that before from her, and it's a sudden thing to just sort of throw at Nagi. But I don't know. Nagi sort of has this uncomfortable smile as all of his efforts to impress her are kind of failing. And then Nagi then takes her to the hallway where we see the floor is sparkling. I also went ahead and wiped down the halls with a cloth. And then Mama Segawa stops him again. We just had that done this morning. Right. Nagi's just losing here. I appreciate your enthusiasm. However, Hiro already has a fiancé. Why must my unmarried daughter take wedding ceremony photos with an unrelated man? Would that not be a model's job? And Nagi can't really come up with an answer that's not, like, blowing up the whole concept of the engagement, which, worked so well the last time he tried that. And just thinks, she's quite right. Even so, I want to make Seiko-san a star. Okay, not often we have the title line being, like, in thoughts. But okay. Nagi, as Mama Seiko turns away, Nagi calls out, In that case, if it were with a man other than me, would you allow it then? And Miss Seiko turns back and just sort of growls at him. That's not the problem here. Okay, so specifically the fact that Hiro is already engaged. Anyway, sometime later, we cut back to Hiro just sort of sighing, man, it didn't work. And Nagi, like, on his knees, bowing, I'm truly sorry I couldn't be of any use. And Hiro comforts him, there, it's not your fault. No, but even though you planned all this. And Hiro just looks at him, It's not over yet. We're still just getting started. And Nagi looks at her kind of questioning, what? Did you already give up? Nagi sort of protests, but your mother, she clearly denied us. And Hiro just tells him, it's always like this. Even if we keep striking out now, if we win in the end, a win's a win. And we have what's basically our money shot here. Hiro, like, holding this rake in this weird, it just looks like a normal cleaning pose. It's kind of weird for a money shot. But it is the typical, like, full page spread focusing on a single character. And it's, of course, well drawn, as money shots always are. But yeah, we're seeing that her strategy is just try and try again. Which maybe relates to her pursuit of Nagi, possibly? Even if she strikes out with, like, Ai or Erika getting ahead, she's just gonna keep on trying, maybe, question mark? I don't know. Anyway, in the end, a win's a win. Nagi sort of blushes and has this little like, weak smile. I see. And then we cut to Hiro saying, after we finish up with our work here, let's give her one more push. All right. I guess it's all the fighting she does with her mother that made Seiko-san who she is now. And then we cut to Mrs. Seiko having tea with someone. Which, there are two teacups, and there's, like, we see a man, or someone's, like, shoulder. Maybe, is this going to be the fiancé? Good grief. I never would have thought that child would bring up something like a wedding ceremony. Okay. That child is an interesting word choice for a woman with one child. But I don't know. We'll see. And as for the one called Umino-kun who made her do so, just what is he? And the person she's talking to, like, slams his hand on the table. I got it. I'll go. Okay, so we don't see his face. But he's clearly got a lot of energy. And Hiro looks up kind of shocked. Nagi's sort of confused. They feel this rumbling getting closer to them. Hiro maybe has some recognition, which would make sense if this is her fiancé. But Nagi's just confused. Huh? What? An earthquake? Huh? And yeah, we see this giant of a man. He's like, you got a beard. He's clearly, like, much older than Hiro. If this is her fiancé, I have problems. Hey. So you're Umino-kun, eh? And Nagi just, like, stares up in shock at him. Yes, I am. Who might you be? My dad. Much better. I was really worried it was going to be the fiancé. Okay, thank you for just being Hiro's dad. And Nagi's just shocked. What? Let's settle this with sumo, Umino-kun. If you beat me, I'll let you do this pretend wedding ceremony. And I like in this shot, we can just clearly see how much Papa Seiko is, like, looming over Nagi. He's about to get his ass whooped. No stalling. Fight! And he kind of squats down, I guess, in, like, a sumo pose. Nagi just panics. Eek! What have I gotten myself into? And they both sort of get into, like, matching sumo poses. I'll just have to try. Whoa! And he tries to, like, slam into Papa Seiko. Hiro calls Umino-kun. But I think he's being, like, pushed back by her dad. And he just tosses Umino into the sky. Eek! And he lands on the ground where Hiro is and calls up, wait a minute. There's no way there's no way! But then Papa Umino sort of like, folds his arms. All right, pass! And Hiro just claps. You did it! And Nagi's just stunned. How? In front of the intense Hiro and her intense father. You can do it, Nagi. Okay. So first thing to talk about, I actually want to go back to last week's little blurb. Real quickly. Because as I recall, it said something to the effect of, next time face-to-face with Nagi's parents. Which is not what happened here. Like, we don't see, unless it's in a sort of parents by marriage kind of way. Because Nagi wants to get with Hiro, and therefore her parents would be his in-laws. Maybe, I'm not quite sure, or it's just something weird happened, either a translation error, or Yoshikawa changed her mind as to what she wanted the chapter to be. I don't really know, but I think it is, but anyway, let's just put all that aside for now, and talk about the chapter we got. And it is sort of, kind of a rom-com antics sort of thing, a fake marriage, is kind of a trope, I think, and sort of forcing two characters into a sort of romantic, even fake romantic entanglement. But, there's still a lot of fun to be had here. Just seeing, Nagi try real hard and get nowhere with Mama Seigawa. Though, again, that weird bit of the kitchen is no place for a man is a really weird thing for her to just drop in the middle there and to be, like, never really brought up again. I don't know. It was a weird random segue that went nowhere. But then everything sort of turns on its head when Papa Seigawa turns up. And I'm guessing the twist is going to be that, like, he was so moved by Nagi trying and, getting his ass whooped that, like, that's all he really needed to allow Nagi to go through with the ceremony or something. Or maybe, like, getting her father involved was always Hiro's plan, that she knew her father would just, like, get on board with things real fast or something. I don't know. Sort of thing we'll have to wait till next chapter to really dig into. But anyway, there is still just a lot of fun to be had here. There's some fun antics. And also, we're, I guess, going to get that fake marriage ceremony, so that should be at least fun to watch. I don't know. There's fun stuff to be had here, but it is kind of a lighter chapter. It's not like not like we're really digging into these characters this week. It's fun. It's, a breezy sort of chapter, and I laughed a good bit, as y'all saw. But there's not a whole lot to really dig into beyond meeting Hiro's dad for the first time, which we don't get a lot about him here, but a little bit to make some assumptions. But yeah, there is plenty of fun to be had, and I am very much looking forward to whatever happens next. Now, I don't know, because this is like a week-old release. I've been on vacation for a while, so I missed this when it first came out. But I don't know if 93 is supposed to be... The chapter is supposed to be coming out like this weekend, or if it was off this week and it's coming out next weekend. I'm not quite sure. I don't think any of the other manga I read from this magazine had... I don't think Eden Zero or To Your Eternity had chapters this week, so I think the next chapter is going to be next week, I think, possibly. I don't know. Either way, I'm looking forward to it when it finally does happen. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!